Well, it's Monday evening, time for some good old FIFA. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the eISL powered by Coca-Cola. Of course, before we have this event started off, a huge shout out to our sponsors, starting off with our associate sponsor, Hero Esports partners, Nodwin Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua. And joining along with me is Azim, who's had a long flight from Chennai to Mumbai, and now he's here enjoying his Morocco.
Yeah, absolutely. And a full in India combo, I would have to say, because we have nice Northern Indian matches happening as well. But quickly, let's take you through the tournament format for those of you who are just joining in. If you've not joined in before, what are you doing with your life? This is, of course, the league stage, 3 games per match. It will culminate on the 13th of March. We have two 1v1s and a co-op game. The top 4 teams make it through to the finals, which will be played between the 19th and 21st of March. And then the top 2 team members will battle it out to represent India in FGS 2022.
Oh yes, and we are really close by, right? When we started this journey, we really thought it would be long, but it feels as if it's yesterday that we went into eISL. But now you're talking about that golden ticket to FGS comes along with a whooping prize pool of 78 lakh rupees. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the first position receiving 15 lakhs, the second position getting 7.5, and so on reduces down to the fourth place getting 2.5 lakhs, and the MVP of this tournament getting 4 lakhs separately, and a personalized NFT of the player by Terra Virtua. Now that is something that I'm really looking forward to.
Yes, and I think the Ankit Gupta NFT, if ever it is made, I think that's going to have quite a value attached to it. So, for those of you who are into it, please do check it out. And let's go to the leaderboard and have a look. Of course, we did see Kerala Blasters getting one up on Hyderabad FC just a little while ago, and of course, keeping themselves just about in the battle. And they'll be looking at Jamshedpur FC versus SCEB Bengal with a lot of interest.
Now this is what we've been talking about, right? The conversation really comes up. I'm pretty sure Kerala Blasters FC would have offered some pizzas to SC's Bengal to defeat Jamshedpur FC, because now SC's Bengal are not their threat. They're not their opponents, right?
Yeah.
Every team would want ki SC's Bengal, you guys win all your games. It's all right. But the other teams, right? If now let's say SC's Bengal defeat Jamshedpur FC at this point, then Kerala Blasters FC really have a chance at toppling them over. But taking a look at the matchups, it's going to be quite interesting, because these guys have gone up against each other in the past, and today Arvind Mas is going to be the one who's going up against Ankit Gupta. So Jamshedpur FC going all out. They really know and understand value of this particular game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Arvind is a player who has been in a reasonable form of late. He has really picked up and started finding his game in the last couple of matches. And there we see the head-to-heads. I mean, SC's Bengal superior head-to-head. I mean, when compared to any other team in the eISL, that's just really how good they've been. And let's have a look at what happened the last time these two teams met. It was a comprehensive win, you would have to say, just taken over and done with in the first 2 matches itself. Although I do believe that Akash was very, very unfortunate in that game against Ankit Gupta, and it was very, very close encounter. No such concerns for Shayantan against Arvind Mas last time out. A thumping defeat, and I think we're just about ready to go now.
Yeah, and this time it's the first time that Ankit Gupta is going to be playing against Arvind Mas, who has finally regained back his form after a long time, right? And Jamshedpur FC, they had that really gloomy weather around them. The dark clouds had settled in, and finally the skies are clear. This is the moment where Jamshedpur FC, I mean, again, if you take a look at these two players right in front of us, you can see the massive difference in the goals being scored. But Ankit Gupta always manages to find a way out, and this time, here we are, game on. SC's Bengal starting from right to left, and as we are even speaking, Ankit Gupta just wanted to dash in and score a goal right from the very start.
Yeah, wasting absolutely no time is Ankit Gupta, and Arvind will be glad to have survived that initial attack and obviously have the ball himself. He'll pass that ball around, get a few touches as well. Don't want to take too many touches, because we know Ankit really is that complete package, right? He can attack you, he can defend properly, he presses really high, doesn't give you space to build. There you go. Not giving Arvind the moment of peace, even in his own half. But of course, when you do press high, it does leave you vulnerable to balls in behind just like that. But dealt with well for now.
Oh yeah, and at this point, Ankit Gupta a kind of a player that he is, it's not going to be that easy against Arvind Mas. Right now, we've been talking about him, his defenses being on point, and today he's got to keep Ankit Gupta at bay. And I think that is exactly what is Jamshedpur FC's go-to strat, right? Even if you can get a draw or maybe a win, that's good because Akash Ash, he's a deadly player. He's a monster when it comes down, and he's been in good form lately. But look at Ankit Gupta. He's created that little opening over there, but Arvind Mas not really flinching in that defense, making no. It took really very minor effort to steal the ball away from Ankit Gupta in that position, and now it's a midfield battle going on between these two teams.
Yeah, and absolutely, when you think about the last few times we've seen SC's Bengal play, Ankit has been held to a draw a couple of times. I think 2 out of the last 3 matches he has drawn his games. So I guess to an extent the teams are maybe just about starting to figure out what makes him tick. And of course, going into the finals eventually, I'm sure we'll see SC's Bengal in there. I think that'll be a good advantage for a lot of the teams to have. And I mean, he's probably been the player who's taken the longest for them to figure out. It's taken them about 16 matches or to sort of figure out just how to stop him. Not how to beat him just yet, but just how to stop him. And on the counter-attack, we see Jamshedpur FC and Arvind Mas now getting forward. I have to say, I think this is one of those days where the FIFA in-game radar is deciding to play tricks on us, because the team that is in red is actually green on the radar, and the team that's in white is red on the radar. So as somebody who in my games who refers to the radar a lot, even while commentating, I do refer to the radar a lot. It's getting a little tedious, but nothing tedious about Arvind's build-up so far. Keeping it very nice, very clean, very simple, and waiting for that opportunity to show itself. Will he may manage to get Ankit to make a mistake? He's be hoping for that, and did have an opportunity to play it in. He does get Ronaldo on the ball this time, and last-ditch defending, and SC's Bengal have it back again.
Yeah, and that's
Or do they?
Oh, stolen back again, and with Messi. Now, this is a promising chance for Arvind Mas. Just look at him. He's not even blinking over here, and this could be a perfect chance where he could actually go for the shot. But Marquinhos coming in with the save. Messi with the dribble, but not enough to intimidate Ankit Gupta now, as he is in a counter-attack of his own through that right wing. Definitely has to search for that perfect cross, and there you have a header coming in from Ronaldo, and he goes to... Oh, there you have it, and SC's Bengal on that early lead again.
And again, Ankit Gupta once again, for all the fans and all the players watching, showing the merits of being able to put that cross in and using crossing effectively, because we see that in almost every game. The cross comes in, this time completely unmarked. No chance that it was ever going to miss. And Arvind, of course, will be looking back. So much possession, so much pressure on the ball. And I think he tried to be a little too simplistic in the end, just trying to dribble past where maybe he needed a bit of a skill move. Maybe he needed a little elastico in there. Maybe he needed a masse roulette, something to that Ankit Gupta would not expect. But for the moment, it is 1-0 to SC's Bengal. Exactly the kind of start that they wanted right now. And Jamshedpur FC, Arvind is looking threatening, but really only up till he reaches the box, because after that, Ankit seems to have it all covered. And now, again, on the counter-attack.
Oh, yeah. And this is where it's going to get really exciting over here. Ankit, oh. And now once he scored that 1 goal up, he starts really going very flamboyant with his approach. And another cross could go in, and does. And does. And every time he, makes passes like this, it goes in, and SC's Bengal now 2-0 up. Oh.
Yes, Ankit Gupta has shown us that he is a player who literally and metaphorically likes to use his head. Very, very intelligent play over here, and he has all these corner routines planned as well. This time worked it to perfection, and looks like some early tactical changes as well. Maybe he wants to just set up shop and be a little bit defensive. Let's see what he has in store for us. But there we go. Look at that. Very nicely worked corner routine. Open header, and brilliant. And it feels like from the reaction between them, it's something that they have worked on together before.
Yeah. And, from here onward, this is what Arvind Mas came in here for. He had to hold up against Ankit Gupta and he's failed. And this just keeps on getting worse, right? 35 minutes in, has already conceded 2 goals. Now, what on earth can he do at this point to really come back inside this game?
Well, I think for one, he has to stop conceding goals, which is, of course, easier said than done when you're up against Ankit. And again, looking to get Ronaldo involved with that back post, but this time getting in there with Pele, almost getting the shot away. And Arvind, usually a guy who's very calm, very composed on defense, he's having to make a lot of those last-ditch tackles over there. And again, the pressure up the field so high from Ankit. He hasn't been, let's say, in his greatest form over the last 2 or 3 games. So I'm sure he would have had a point to prove and really, really get those big wins that he was renowned for at the start of the season. And that looks like his game plan today, that he's just come out here. Doesn't matter how the goals go in, just that they do. They don't have to be the most beautiful goals in the world. Just get a cross in, get the header in, and just use the physics of the game to your advantage. That's what he's doing, and unable to prevent the throw over there. But Arvind needs to get one back. I think he really, if he can get a goal back just before halftime, if he can even get a shot on target before halftime, it will give him some kind of encouragement. But there, it's just so solid at the back for Ankit, and just no way really at this moment for Arvind to penetrate in there. And now again getting inside and almost getting a shooting opportunity. And finally it is the end of the half, and it's half time, and a very, very comfortable 2-0 for SCEB Bengal.
Yeah, and this is where I think Arvind Mas needs to rack his brains up because honestly, Azim, if they lose this, then the chance of getting back into the top 4 gets so very slim. So they have to do anything and everything possible over here. And look at this goal, completely Ronaldo caught without any player trying to obstruct him over there, and he went in for the score. And this was rather a well planned one, right? Eventually, always tends to get his set pieces on point, and we've seen him scoring so much. And yes, comes down to the part where even Arvind appreciates the Ankit Gupta supremacy being displayed over there. But for now, we've got to see if Jamshedpur FC by any means can make a comeback into the game as we head on with the second half.
Yeah, we will see. I'm sure we will see Arvind moving to a little bit more attacking, aggressive tactic, and getting aggressive immediately here. Again, does not pull the trigger. Still has the opportunity with Messi. Surely has to shoot this time. Shoot he does, but near post is covered. Gets the ball back again. This is not over yet, but he runs it out of play.
Oh, that will definitely haunt him at this point. He had such a good chance at goal there. And had he done that, that would be some signs of revival for him. Because if Ankit Gupta managed to score one more, then he's basically putting him into sleep. For now, we can see, the kind of FIFA that he's been playing. It's so difficult to predict, right? There's not a particular style of FIFA that Ankit Gupta plays, right? He's up for those switches. He does variations of a lot of different tactics and everything, and adapts really well. And always with a smile on his face. Everybody's favorite, Ankit Gupta. Even if you are not really a hardened supporter of SCEB Bengal, even if you are a fan of ATK Mohan Bagan, you cannot resist yourself from appreciating the kind of a player that Ankit Gupta is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't think Arvind will particularly be spending time appreciating him right now. He knows that he needs to get, well, one goal to begin with. And what you need to get is your animated team mascot worth up to $19.99 for free at terravirtual.io/ISL. So go check it out there. But of course, back to the game. A big opportunity for a through ball there and spotted by Arvind, but just overhit. And, well, he'll be feeling better that he's getting closer to goal. But somehow he needs to make something stick in the next 10 minutes or so, and winning that ball back high up the pitch now with Ronaldo. What's he going to do? Nobody at the edge of the area, going alone at the moment, and again, too simple, gets the ball back, but Ankit recovering just in time. But very, very high press here from Arvind, trying to get that in. Could have crossed over there, but well, decided not to, and has to now look at going backwards rather than forward, and this time will he be able to build something with De Bruyne? Can't they? Being patient, but look at the number of bodies back. Also, that offside trap being deployed perfectly. This time now with Messi over there
Oh.
and just left the ball behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite often you get to see from Messi not being able to control the ball over there. But regardless, it is what it is. As SC's Bengal head on with CR7, he has to look for that cross, but instead goes for a back pass onto its Cancelo over there, and Hollet, well, giving it to Ronaldo, and there you have Rudiger coming in clutch, making that save. Now the possession has been given away. Now, with if we hit that 80 minutes marker, and Arvind Bas does not find any opening, that could be a different story. But with Hakimi has to find for that cutback, and no, takes a dig hand with Mbappe this time. Not enough power, not the right accuracy either. As Jamshedpur FC, they're still struggling.
Yeah, again going for that near post doesn't seem to be working. I think maybe Ankit is just manually holding the goalkeeper over there because he's not allowing him those near post finishes at all, and could potentially be just one of those instinct things where you're just used to. For so many months, I think the meta in the game was the near post finish, and now suddenly the keepers are pretty much saving everything that comes in at the near post. So maybe a little bit of adaptation still to be done, and well, Ankit could actually be finishing this off. I do feel that on occasion he does try to play within himself, just trying to sort of just see out the result. I mean, at 2-0, up till about the 80-minute mark, he'll just hold it and be like, okay, you know what, we're going to make sure I can't lose this. And then after 80 minutes, he really tends to put on the style. There we're going to see the tricks and flicks and chips and all of that Ankit is renowned for. And always calm, always composed, and of course Shayantan also in massive form. There's going to be huge pressure on Akash in that next game because I mean it's hard to imagine that currently in this team Ankit Gupta is not even the in-form player. It's actually Shayantan who's and that just tells you just what a strong unit these guys are.
Yeah, and this is where it's starting to get a little bit worrisome, right? Yeah, for Jamshedpur FC and their cause, because considering how things are, you would expect Ankit Gupta to score a lot of goals, but look at that! Look at those little pieces of dribbling over there, and now Arvind Mas, 77 minutes gone past by. And Azim, he's yet to find any break at all from the right wing. Oh, Cancelo just cancelling him over there. And yeah, it's
Yeah, that didn't work at all. And now on the counter attack, it does look like Ankit now is in the mood to finish this game off. And can he get that shot off? Not quite. Yes, it's in the way. And well, if it's going to happen for Arvind, it needs to happen now. And again, pressed so high up the pitch. And he's just relentless, Ankit. He just does not let you breathe for a single moment in the match, especially when he has a lead. He's just the worst player to be playing up against when you when he's taken a lead against you because he knows exactly what you're thinking. He's the kind of guy who can really suss out his opponent. And that's really what he's done with Arvind Away. Not given him anything apart from really two shooting opportunities which were limited to that near post. And again, reading that cutback perfectly. And now, I get the feeling he might turn the style on here.
yeah, he definitely will. And for now, I mean, the kind of FIFA that they've been playing, all right, SC's Bengal almost about to score, but Arvind Mas steals it away. And now with Mbappe, he's trying to get in. Now it's almost lights out. Nothing really much remaining. Every single time Arvind Mas has been trying to establish control, Ankit Gupta has just been present over there, restricting him and denying him. And in these closing phases, not the kind of a start that Jamshedpur FC would have wanted inside of their game. And there you go. It's almost 90 minutes in. This is the point where Ankit Gupta is just gonna maintain possession and eat away as much time as possible. Okay.
Yeah, just kicks it out of play, and I think that's job done for him. Got the 2 goals in the first half. Again, not the most spectacular goals in the world. I think functional goals is what we would call them. Although I think the corner routine was worked very well. Arvind again, not able to get in at all, and very dominant performance again from Ankit. Really controlled that game from start to finish. Nothing much that Arvind could do. So solid on defense, so proactive with his pressing. And well, the SC's Bengal train keeps chugging and chugging and chugging away. And can anyone stop them? It's up to Akash now next to the next in line to try and break the streak.
Yeah, and there you can see the smiling faces of Ankit Gupta, who's established himself as a winner over here. And SC's Bengal, there you have it. All the fans are so happy and all in smiles, and especially teams like Kerala Blasters FC and the others in the contention for the top four, right? The teams on 5th and 6th. So they must be pleased with how SC's Bengal have been playing. If they can manage to secure those 3 points in, then Jamshedpur FC, their dreams of making it to the top four will definitely get hampered over here. And here we have the scorecard, 2-0 up scoreline. The next matchup is going to get so much more exciting. It's going to be Akash Ash going up against Ben 07.
Yeah, and Akash also has a point really to prove. It's not really been his year 2022. Had a lot of bad luck on occasion, but managed to pull out results in recent times. We thought maybe the old Akash is back, but I mean, Shayantan has been in such great form. Go 2 goals down, and managed to claw back and come back and win those games. So he just never knows when he's beaten. He's really high on confidence, very very composed. Has I think experience on his side as well, being one of the older players in the tournament, and of course being a competitive player for over such a long duration. I think a lot of those mental attributes have stayed with him, and it's pretty straightforward now for Jamshedpur. They know Akash has to go out and try and get that win against Shayantan, or well, if he doesn't, the best that Jamshedpur FC will manage is just draw.
Yeah, I think that is all that they can get out from over here. And now at this point, Akash Ash has to somehow win his game, right? A draw is something that they cannot be settled with. They'll have to get a win in this matchup and even in the co-op matchup as well, because there's a slight bit of a chance that Jamshedpur FC might win those 3 points that they've been looking for. Because let's be honest, Azim, 1 point is definitely not going to help their cause. And as we take a look at the statistics from around here, Jamshedpur FC clearly having that little bit of a possession edge, but it's all right. But if you can see, those 2 goals scored in the early half was enough to break Arvind Masters' graves over there, because that is all he needed, right? And that being said, I think we have to head into the studio where our magical man, the golden man of the hour, the highest scorer, अंकित गुप्ता is waiting for us. And कैसे हो अंकित भाई? अब तो आदत हो चुका है ये जीत के साथ. I'm pretty sure heading up top, I think इसके बाद और भी ज्यादा deadly खेलने लगे, क्योंकि टॉप 4 तो क्वालिफाई कर चुके हो आप ऑलमोस्ट.
मतलब अभी तक टॉप 4 सिक्योर नहीं हुआ है ऑनेस्टली, बट या
हो
एक
गया यार.
एक विन काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है. वी हैव टू कीप विनिंग एक्चुअली, तो रुकना नहीं है.
Well, of course, रुकना तो नहीं है, but this game I think थोड़ा मतलब वो जो deadly वाला फ्लेयर वाला अंकित गुप्ता जो हम usually देखते हैं, we didn't see that today. काफी simple goals, just 2 headers, and बहुत सारे we've seen those cross and headers from you a lot recent games में. तो वो एक concentrated tactic है कि get the ball in, क्योंकि और कोई तो cross करता ही नहीं है ये लीग में, सिर्फ आप ही हो जो headers मारते जाते हो. तो is
और जब
that
से
a plan that you have?
टॉटी CR7, हाँ, जब से टॉटी CR7 आया है तो क्रॉसेस के ऑप्शंस बढ़ गए, बिकॉज इज एक्यूरेसी इज गुड इन द बॉक्स. और
Oh.
हाँ, मतलब मैं अपना गेम सी आउट करने के लिए खेल रहा था सेकंड हाफ में, इतना क्रिएटिव नहीं था मैं. बस उसने
Okay.
कांस्टेंट प्रेशर डाला था, तो आई हैड टू जस्ट कैसे भी करके गेम निकालना है करके ऐसा था.
बट आई थिंक जाहिर सी बात है, काफी सारे टीम्स जैसे केरला ब्लास्टर्स एफसी हो गए, नॉर्थ ईस्ट यूनाइटेड हो गए, सब खुश होंगे काफी आपके जीत के साथ, बिकॉज आप तो सिक्योर्ड हो ही बाकी 3 पोजीशंस इन कंटेंशन. एंड जमशेदपुर एफसी को आज अगर हरा देते हो, देन इट्स गोना बी अ ह्यूज ब्लो. सो कुछ पिज्जास विज्जास ऑफर हुए हैं आज?
लास्ट टाइम वंश ने बर्गर किंग से मंगाया था, बिकॉज उसने पता कि वो अब हराना है उनको ट्रीट मेरी तरफ से. ये टाइम भी बोला है, बट लेट्स सी.
Very good. Looks like lots of pizzas and burgers are on the table, but मुझे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है कि right now, even though you're playing quite well, actually तुम्हारी टीम का फॉर्म प्लेयर इज एक्चुअली शायंतन, जो मतलब लास्ट
Definitely.
3-4 गेम में एकदम ही किल कर रहा है. सो हाउ हैज दैट चेंज कम अबाउट इन हिम?
मैं चाहता था कि शांतन अपना ए गेम लेके आए यहाँ पे, एंड ही इज शोइंग द वर्ल्ड, लाइक whoever is watching, कि ही इज़ द बेस्ट आउट हियर. ही कैन डू, लाइक ही कैन कैरी अस whenever the team is in trouble. तो आई
Okay.
थिंक kudos to him, he's doing really well.
बट वो जो पॉइंट आएगा, लेट्स जस्ट अज्यूम जब लेट्स से कि आप जीत जाते हो दोनों, एंड फिर वो जो एनिमे बिट्रेयल होगा तब बात करेंगे कि वेर इट इज ऑल गोना फैन डाउन टू. बट चलिए अंकित, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग इन. ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द रिमाइंडर ऑफ द मैचेस रिमेनिंग, एंड लेट्स होप कि शांतन से भी मुलाकात हो जाए टुवर्ड्स द एंड.
Sure. Cheers, thank you.
This is it, right? अंकित गुप्ता going up against शांतन. अभी तो एक दूसरे की बहुत तारीफ करते रहते हैं. अब थोड़ी देर में बेनो 7 भी आएंगे, वो भी बोलेंगे कि ये सब अंकित के वजह से हो गया. अब अंकित बोल रहे हैं शांतन ऐसा हो गया. But जब when the moment arrives, when they have to legit go up against each other, the brotherhood that they have been building for the past few months, that breaks my heart already.
Well, I mean, let's hope that it doesn't come to that then, and but then that would mean hoping that somebody else wins. Anyway, we are here to just be neutral and analyze and see what's happening and just instigate a few pizza and burger bets. That's all the interference that we can have.
Yeah.
But yes, a very good game for Ankit, and now Akash. He's a good player. I mean, he needs to, just like Shantan, he needs to bring his A game out as well for this game, and if he can, I mean, he can beat everybody on his day. We've seen that in this first half of the league stage. And if he can pull the big guns out, we could be in for a very fun game 3.
Oh yes, we definitely can. And I think zahir si baat hai, it's going to be such a difficult task, right? To stop a player like Shantan over here, who's in such a good form every single time he comes in, especially just that one day in that ATKMB and SC East Bengal derby. He was looking a little bit under the weather because of that massive pressure which comes along when you are playing the great Kolkata derby. But now, heading in, the way things have been happening around, we've got to see how things work out. But yeah, for right now, a little bit of a delay before the second game started off. But now let's take a look at some FIFA finesse moments from Ankit Gupta. Let's learn something new.
हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज अंकित गुप्ता हियर प्लेइंग फॉर SC East Bengal रेड एंड गोल्स. आज मैं आपके साथ कुछ फीफा टिप्स शेयर करने वाला हूँ जिसको आप इंप्लीमेंट करो और आपका गेम इंप्रूव होगा. आज के वीडियो में हम पासिंग के बारे में बात करेंगे. कई तरीके के पासेस होते हैं. ये सब पासेस मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि कौन से सिचुएशन में कौन सा पास यूज़ करना बेटर है, और ये देख देख के आप अपना गेम इंप्रूव कर सकते हो. पहला पॉइंट है बेसिक पासिंग. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. देखो, आपको जिस डायरेक्शन में पास करना है उस डायरेक्शन में आप एनालॉग मूव कर सकते हो. अगर कोई आप पे चार्ज कर रहा है तो आप क्विक पासिस करके पोजीशन रख के आप बॉल मूव रोटेट कर सकते हो. जैसे वो डिफेंडर चार्ज कर रहा है, मैं फटफट रोटेट करके बॉल पास किए जा रहा हूँ. जैसे कोई डिफेंडर आ रहा है नज़दीक, तो मेरे को लॉफ्ट पास करना, तो मैं इसे उठा के लॉफ्ट पास दे सकता हूँ. यहाँ पे भी चेंज करने के लिए लॉफ्ट पास बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है. पीछे भी डाल सकता हूँ, आगे भी डाल सकता हूँ लॉफ्ट पास. स्क्वायर बटन करके है जिससे मैं लॉफ्ट पास डाल सकता हूँ. देखो, मैंने स्विच कर दिया. अभी मैं आगे की साइड जाऊँगा, यहाँ गया मैं, मेरे को गोल मारने का चांस मिला. जैसे मैं देखा, लॉफ्ट किया और मैं यहाँ पे स्कोर कर दिया. बेसिक पासिंग और थ्रू पासिंग में डिफरेंस है. बेसिक पासिंग मतलब आपने एक्स दबाया तो डिफेंडर के प्लेयर के पैर में आ जाता है. अगर आपने थ्रू पास दबाया तो प्लेयर भागता है बॉल के लिए. अगर आपने वापस बेसिक पास किया तो आप नॉर्मली एक्स उसके पास जाता है, लेकिन थ्रू पास जाना तो आप प्लेयर के रन को देखना है. थ्रू पास किए, प्लेयर भाग रहा है और आप स्कोर कर सकते हो ईजिली. नॉर्मल पासिस करके मैं अपना बिल्डअप करके प्ले करके स्विच कर रहा हूँ. थ्रू पास मतलब ग्राउंड पास से बॉल डालना है. और आप मैंने L1 से ट्रिगर किया, मैं देखा रोनाल्डो भाग रहा है, मैंने ऊपर से बॉल डाल दिया L1 ट्रायंगल करके. जैसे बॉल मिला मेरे को, मेरा एक प्लेयर खाली है, स्क्वायर दबाया मैंने, सर्कल से फिनिश. चलो मैं आपको एक बार फिर से एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ कि ये सिचुएशन में हुआ क्या. मैंने बिल्डअप करने के लिए नॉर्मल एक्स पासिस किए, देख रहा था जहाँ पे प्लेयर खाली है वहाँ पे एक्स पास किया. यहाँ पे मैंने थ्रू पास किया जो ट्रायंगल बटन है. फिर मैं देखा रोनाल्डो भाग रहा है, तो मैंने L1 ट्रायंगल दबाया, रोनाल्डो फ्री हो गया. रोनाल्डो जैसे गया, देखा बॉक्स में एक और प्लेयर खाली है, तो मैंने स्क्वायर दबाया और सर्कल से फिनिश कर दिया. थ्रू पास, थ्रू लॉफ्टेड पास तभी यूज़ होता है जब आपको देख रहे हैं आप डिफेंडर के लाइन पे अगर आपका प्लेयर रन बना रहा है, तो अगर आपको उसको ऊपर से बॉल डालना है और उसको चाहिए कि 100% वही बॉल विन करे, तो L1 ट्रायंगल करके बटन है कंट्रोलर पे, उससे लॉफ्टेड थ्रू पास जाता है, तो आप उसके थ्रू करके प्लेयर को वो बॉल डाल सकते हो. ये थी पासिंग की 4 टॉपिक: बेसिक पासिंग, थ्रू पासिस, लॉफ्टेड पास, लॉफ्टेड थ्रू पास. ये चीज़ आप गेम में इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे तो आपका गेम इंप्रूव होते हुए दिखेगा, और ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। डिफरेंट सिचुएशन में ये चारों टॉपिक आप कवर कर सकते हो। बहुत हो गई सीरियस बात है, अभी मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा मेरा फेवरेट स्किल मूव जो मुझे फीफा में करना काफ़ी पसंद है। चलिए देखते हैं। ये स्किल मूव का नाम बोलासी फ्लिक है। ये फीफा में 5 स्टार स्किल मूव है। इसे पुल ऑफ करना डिफिकल्ट है, बट मैं आपको बताता हूँ कैसे करते हैं। L2 होल्ड करके राइट एनालॉग स्टिक को राइट लेफ्ट करके फ्लिक करना है, और आप इजीली चांस क्रिएट कर सकते हो गोल मारने के लिए। फीफा वर्ल्ड में बॉल पोजीशन की काफ़ी वैल्यू है। आप देख सकते हैं प्रो प्लेयर्स बॉल रख के काफ़ी अच्छा बिल्डअप करते हैं, तो आप ये एमेच्योर प्लेयर इससे सीख सकते हैं। जितना बॉल रखोगे, जो जो इंपॉर्टेंट इंस्ट्रक्शन मैंने बताया है, आप वो यूटिलाइज करके गेम में इंप्लीमेंट करोगे तो आपका गेम इंप्रूव होगा। गाइज, इफ यू लाइक द वीडियो, लाइक एंड कमेंट, बट डोंट फॉरगेट टू वॉच द ऑफिशियल eISL मैचेस ऑन Nodwin गेमिंग फेसबुक एंड यूट्यूब चैनल।
All right. Some really important lessons by the man himself, and I'm enjoying all these classes, right? From Ankit, we've seen Lokmanyu, we've even seen Vanshaj coming in. But now let's come back to this matchup that we have Azim, Akash going up against Shantan, right? Taking a look at the statistics, Shantan has been on a very good form lately. 14 games played, 33 goals scored. Akash started off with a bang, but in that mid games, in those mid moments, that is where he sort of struggled a lot, especially with his luck around the shots going towards the crossbar. But I think he's gone past that, and here is the kickoff. We do have Jamshedpur FC from left to right, and SCEB Bengal from right to left.
Yeah, it's a big game, this one for Akash. Really needs to make this count. And we did see he scored a lot of goals in the tournament, 30 goals scored, and well, he needs to add 2 or 3 more at least, I would say, in this game if he's to get that result. And then, of course, there is that psychological advantage that Jamshedpur FC have, having beaten SCEB Bengal the last time out in the co-op. But, of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves at the moment. Interesting to see that it is Maldini who has been chosen by Akash to play centre half. No Rudigers or Varans, any of those, going for the classics, shall we say. And Gullit in Kante, of course, very fearsome combination in midfield. Does give you a little bit less passing ability that maybe a De Bruyne could offer you. But, well, everyone has their priorities set. I think Akash wants to be more solid in midfield and let those that top four of the two Ronaldos and, of course, Mbappe and I believe it's Messi on the right flank. Or is it Pele? No, it is Messi. But, well, he hasn't got the ball forward to those guys at all because he's given it away in midfield, and Shantan will be looking to capitalize, will be looking to pounce. He's the guy who, as his teammate said, he's really been bringing his A game off late. He's been making comeback after comeback, going 1 goal down, 2 goals down, but managing to claw those wins back. And I get the feeling he may need to, well, be at his best to get something out of Akash today, because I'm sure the man from Jamshedpur FC is going to be very determined.
Yeah, he certainly would be. But now coming back into the play, Akash, like you said, he needs to find that opening goal. And Shantan, he's so good on defense, but this could be a good chance. With Ronaldo went in for that little trick over there, but well read by Shantan. And even Ankit, just backing up his teammate. Shantan was, of course, if you guys are tuning in, was an ex-competitive professional player. And now with the eISL when it got announced, and he decided to make a comeback in that. A lot of competitive players, in fact, who had hung on to their boots, now have really made their way back into the eISL. And look at him. He's finally back at his prime. He's playing his best FIFA that he ever did, and right at the tippity top. What else could you ask for?
Yeah, it almost feels like one of those Bollywood film scripts, right? This guy who was a professional player, then suddenly he gave up, and then दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा tournament आ गया, and finally he managed to well, had a bit of a slow start there as well, but then finally by the end of the league stage, at least proving himself to be one of the best, if not the best player in the tournament. And Akash, of course, will be looking to create a few doubts in his mind. No real major attacks, no shots on goal so far. It's been very cagey opening 23 minutes. I think for Shayantan, he's very comfortable to just not lose the game. But of course, he will be wanting to give the fans what they want to see. Of course, being a proud SCEB Bengal fan himself, a man from Kolkata. And now he has a chance to get in behind. It is CR7 in behind. Great first touch, but Marquinhos managing to track back just in time, and Akash breathes a sigh of relief. There's a big gap to exploit if you can see it, but yeah, couldn't quite get the pass through there.
Very cagey affair between these two players, right? The way they've been playing, this could be a potential good break. We are yet to see those long, the crosses coming in, and now with Maldini passing it on towards Hullet, Akash Ash, he's on a counter attack of his own, and somewhere down the line, you've got to start wondering who's going to be the first one who's going to be breaking the deadlock.
This rate, we have to wonder if anyone's going to be breaking the deadlock, because they don't really seem interested, either of them, in scoring. They're just happy to keep passing, wait for the other to make a mistake, and then try to bounce and capitalize. So playing very, very low risk FIFA. Of course, it is very high stakes, particularly for Jamshedpur FC right now, because, well, if they don't manage to get a win or at least a draw today, that could be handing that top four spot on a platter to somebody else around them. We have, of course, other teams around them in action later on. I do believe we are seeing Bengaluru FC and Northeast United FC going up against each other as well. So they'll be looking and hoping for Jamshedpur FC to drop a few points as well. And Jamshedpur FC, of course, will have their own motivation, knowing that one out of those two teams at least is going to drop points, and it's an opportunity to capitalize for them as well.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is over here. And like you said, teams like FC Goa, Northeast United, everyone would be just hoping that Jamshedpur FC does not get their hands on any points at all. So we've got to see if that is going to be possible. But for now, Jamshedpur FC, they've been doing a decent job at holding themselves. At least haven't conceded any goal at all. But Akash Ash, that's not how he ideally plays, right? He's got that very aggressive style of FIFA going in. And, Beno 7 has done a decent job at keeping him contained over here in this particular moment. And with Mbappe, before at least the stroke of the first half, he's got to go for it, indeed. And, wow, that went as a deflection.
Yeah, I think the keeper just pulled that out of the top corner over there. So Akash, I think, finally grew impatient. He was like, okay, you know what, I need to go and take a shot. Let's see if he's going to try to cross this in over here. No, works this corner differently, but can't get that shooting opportunity. And again, does look like we are going to go into this half-time goalless, unless Shantan has something to say about it. Tries the ball in behind, but of course Kasia's there to sweep it up. And at the moment, nothing between these two players. No real major chances apart from that one long-range shot, and it is 0-0 still.
Yeah, and oh, all right. At least some signs of revival from his side, right? The way he's been playing, and this is exactly what they needed just before that stroke of the halftime. If he can apply these sort of pressure, these sort of goals attempted, then that could work out really well. So it's a 3-0. The last time, it went up, they went up against each other. In fact, it was Akash Ash against Ankit Gupta. It was a 3-2 scoreline. So today, another fresh new matchup for Akash Ash going up against Beno 7. And nothing really coming out. And the last time, SC Bengal had no troubles whatsoever to sealing the deal. So today, as we head in to the second half, we've got to see how things work out for Jamshedpur FC.
Yeah, as I think, as neutral observers for us, we would really love to see Jamshedpur FC just manage to sneak that win over here and take this to game 3, just to give SC Bengal a little bit of a wake-up call, just a little reality check, just to make them work for those 3 points a lot more than they would normally have to. So it's going to be interesting to see, of course, if Shayantan. Will be interesting to know what his game plan, what his motivation is as well, because it's very easy to just sort of sit back and play on the counter, just try to see the game out as Ankit Gupta did in that second half. But I'm sure he'll be wanting to get the win for himself, and maybe as the game grows on, as he starts to get a little bit more, just confident that Akash is not going to score, we might see him try to pile on as well.
Oh yeah, we definitely would want to. We would love to, in fact. See, at least someone score because it's 53 minutes going in, and I'm just waiting for someone at least to, kind of score that one goal. And more important than ever, I really want Akash Ash to actually score. The thing gets so spiced up now. Then getting into the co-op, whoever wins that wins the entire bout. So it all comes to that. But the way SC's Bengal have been playing this time, I think Akash Ash has been really good in terms of his defense. He knows that he cannot give a single sliver of opening to Beno, and he's done a decent job at that. But at the same time, on the attacking front, not being able to be that deadly as he previously was is somewhere down the line haunting him, and comes down the discussion, Azim, to the fact that it's the pressure that is eating him up.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of pressure, Akash with the shot into the corner. What an absolute beauty over there, and a little celebration as well. Outstanding goal from Akash. He's been waiting for that moment. What a screamer. And a Terra Virtua super moment of the match contender right there.
Oh yeah, this is exactly what we needed. And Jamshedpur FC, just when everything was looking dark and gloomy, they have managed to keep themselves alive in this competition. And all they've got to do is hold on. But like we say, right? Like everyone says, picture abhi bhi baki hai. We still have 30 minutes of play time in game. So if SC's Bengal find a sort of an equalizer, then it's all gonna be in vain. Akash Ash, what a fantastic goal! And this is not the first time he's attempted for it, right? We did see him go for that just before the first half, and just when he found that room and space, he instantly went in for that shot, and that was exactly the kind of pocket strat that was needed. But maybe he could get another one.
Well, over there, and I think that's really showing the merits of what more attacking midfielders can get you over there. Because N'Golo Kante, not really the player you want in those tight attacking areas. If it was maybe someone like a Pele in that situation, could have been a completely different story. Could have been a 2-0 lead to Jamshedpur FC right now. But for the moment, now Shantan has woken up, and is it going to be a goal? It hits his own player. It actually hit his own player on the way, and somehow Akash survives, takes a little bit of a breather there, and he'll be looking to cover. Can't take your hand off the controller because then the goalkeeper auto kicks it, but well, he just knocks it up the field anyway. Maybe a little too early for just handing the ball back to your opponent, but let's see how he approaches this. We've seen Shantan go down before and be very composed and come back and easily win. Are we going to see yet another comeback display from him? He's going to take he's going to have 17 minutes of in-game time, playing that narrow strategy. So maybe he's going to try to get those fullbacks overloading as well. And yeah, it does look like that's what the plan was. No major talking between the two of them. It seemed like a fairly straightforward swap that was made. Maybe just getting those fullbacks involved. But let's just admire this beautiful in of the crossbar. That's what you love to see.
Yeah, that is we all love to see, right? And completely caught off guard. And this is where you could clearly see that expression from Shant in a way. He was not anticipating this sort of a move, right? But somewhere down the line, when it comes down to Akash Ash, you've got to be creative in trying to score a goal. And with just 15 minutes of playtime remaining now, he's made some substitutions over here, has gotten in Eusebio, will get that extra bit of a pace over there. And now Shantan, he's trying his level best over here to try and score an equalizer with Hakimi, gives it away towards Kante, hold it on towards Ronaldo. Had that gone through, it surely would have been a goal. But regardless, Akash Ash being very alarmed, very vigilant in terms of how he wants to defend, not giving him that room and opening.
Yeah, and I wonder now if we might see Akash just try to see the game out. We've seen lots of players do this to Jamshedpur FC in the past, where they just keep hanging on to the ball from just about this time in the game, 79, 80 minutes. And yeah, I think Akash has no real intention of scoring. He's just going to keep the ball and try to see it out. Unless there is an absolutely clear opportunity, he's just going to keep trying to see it out. Or maybe that's what he wants Shantan to think, because he gets into the box but gives that straight away. I wonder if he would have been better served by just holding on to the ball, because now SC's Bengal on attack are going to be so threatening, and that is a great through ball. Is it going to be a chip? He's rounded the keeper. It's a penalty. It is
No.
a penalty.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Major drama here. Is it going to be saved? What's he going to do? Is he going to go straight? Puts it away. Gets the draw, and Akash will be so annoyed with himself. He did pull the keeper out. Actually, I don't think he wanted him to go to ground, but unfortunately, it is what it is for Akash, and he's going to have to try and attack now again.
Yeah, he's gonna live with it, but with just a couple of moments to spare, can Jamshedpur FC steal the deal and get that winner? Because suddenly the match was sort of going in Jamshedpur FC's way, and that little bit of a mistake from Akash Ash being so expensive really could cost them the top 4 berth. And oh, Azim, I do not know what to say at this point. I'm running out of words, and I'm pretty sure Akash would not be pleased with himself at this moment.
Yeah, well, he needs to just keep a hold of that ball and just attack as much as he can, because I'm sure Shantan would be very happy to take a draw at this point, and then try to work it out in co-op. A draw, of course, does guarantee SC's Bengal 1 point, and of course make sure then that Jamshedpur FC cannot win. And Akash now has an opportunity, gets Mbappe into the box. Is he going to leave it late? Still in the box. He gets away with the cutback. Can't find Ronaldo over there, and Shantan will clear that ball away. And Akash will be so annoyed with himself. And I think he just got a little too indulgent, a little too tempted to go and score that second goal when he could have easily just held on to possession. And it would have been the boring way out, but sometimes the boring way out is the effective way out. And well, in trying to attack, he allowed Shantan to get that counter attack going, win that penalty, and of course snatch the draw, which now means that Jamshedpur FC also cannot score more than 1 point from this entire match.
Yeah, and that is gonna hurt their chances of making it to the top for so much more. And a draw which feels like a loss over here for Jamshedpur FC, 100%. Now just heading on to the co-op game. Now at least, they would want to secure a win in this one. At least they would want to go home with that 1 point. And this is where it all started, right just before the first half. This one little chance, and Akash Ash knew that he's gonna go for one more of that. And that's when we were thinking that the goal he scored would be the Terra Virtua super moment. He got responded back with this penalty, and now it's all gone in the direction of SC's Bengal.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really spectacular goal. It was a goal worthy of winning the match, but then, of course, one small moment of madness, and well, there you go. I mean, that's just a real battle of wits. It's about holding your nerve. Akash was basically positioned right where Shantan put that ball, and if he had not dived, it would be a different story altogether. But on the balance of the play, I guess you could say a reasonably fair result. Shantan didn't create too much himself. 2 shots for him, including the penalty, and the 2 shots which were, of course, the finesse shot from Akash as well. But yeah, it's not a pretty picture for Jamshedpur FC. They could have been going into game 3 with so much more to play for. So three entire points to play for. But now, of course, it's just a battle of survival and trying to steal 1 point away. But 1 point could be the difference between 4th and 5th place. So you never know.
Yeah, that's that 1 point would matter a lot, right? 100%. But now, for all you viewers out there, you can get a free NFT from Terra Virtua worth $19.99 when you sign up. And Terra Virtua, for all you guys, is our digital collectibles partners for the Hero eISL. So again, considering how things have been going on now, Azim, I do not know where to drive this conversation, because it's just that one win in this co-op game will secure that 1 point. But like we've already talked about it, not enough, I believe, because the other teams that are in contention, FC Goa, Northeast United, we've got Chennai, we've got Mumbai City, so many strong teams, so many strong contenders out there. Where would Jamshedpur FC find themselves? There was a certain time when they were one of the contenders to hold on to the first spot, and
Yeah.
look how the mighty have fallen.
Well, I mean, we just saw the reflect, but maybe it's time for Jamshedpur FC to reflect
Yes.
upon those last few moments. And listen, it's not over for them yet. They're still sitting on 22 points. If they can get that draw, get themselves up to 23, it could all change. And every single point, every single goal is vital now for these guys, because yes, it's going to come down to not just points won, it's going to come down to number of matches won, it's going to come down to goal difference, all sorts of things, goals scored. I mean, there's 3 different types of tiebreakers that could come into play. So everything you can do is very, very important right now. And of course, as opposition teams, the most important thing you can do clearly right now is to offer a few pizzas and burgers to SC's Bengal. Just send those messages in right now, boys. If you want to make a request for them to win this match.
I think,
But yeah,
you know what? I think already, the Ankit would have already sent whatever he wants for his evening snacks to V Sharma tonight. He's already said that, he's assured him if he wins his game, he's gonna get those burgers. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to order something from Burger King now as well. But some serious conversations going on.
it's the order
Now-
we're discussing. Actually.
And the order, and plus, if they win co-op, the burgers are gonna come up with those free Coca-Colas also.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, still something for Jamshedpur FC to play for. And as I mentioned, that psychological advantage of the last time they played, the fact that they did beat SC's Bengal 2-0. Yes, of course, SC's Bengal had won the 2 individual matches, but they're not the kind of team that usually switches off. So if they lost a match, they usually have been outplayed. And for Jamshedpur FC, they're going to need to do that. They're going to need to outplay their opposition today. And on the evidence of Akash and Shayantan's match, I mean, they're fairly well matched, and Arvind will have had time to reflect on his loss to Ankit. So let's see what they can do. I think not much in terms of tactical discussions from the JFC boys. They know what their games are all about. They have relatively similar play styles, you could say. So they play more on instinct and on trusting each other rather than making major tactical plans. And let's see if that's enough for them today.
Yeah, we actually will have to, because considering how things have been panning out, and the last time it was Jamshedpur FC who beat SC's Bengal in the co-op game. So likewise today, but then again, for all the viewers out there, the game was sort of sealed in the first 2 games itself, right? So SC's Bengal were not really trying hard, but this time they know that they can deny Jamshedpur FC getting that 1 point in. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna also play their hearts out. And likewise, fun and games apart, we know that these 2 players like to win, and I think the order has already been successfully placed. Confirmation coming in.
Yeah.
And now they just have to get down with this match pretty early, get back to their hotels, and get themselves some good old burgers.
Yeah, and well, maybe some tactical discussions happening as part of that as well. We see a 4-2-4, which is, of course, one of the meta formations for SC's Bengal. Bit of a cheap giveaway of possession over there, giving the throw straight to Jamshedpur FC, and well, giving the ball straight back to them immediately, so no harm done. And I did notice there was that little bit of a knowing look between the 2 of them and a thumbs up. So maybe a little strategy, maybe a little corner or set piece routine that they've been thinking about, and they're like, yeah, okay, we're going to try that the next time we have an opportunity. Always interesting to see what the SC's Bengal guys have up their sleeve. Every new free kick, every new corner opens up new avenues to routines that we have not seen anybody else try. But a cheap giveaway, and now with the defense out of place, was the opportunity for Jamshedpur FC to get that ball in, and there still might be. Yep. Oh no, it's going to play for the throw, but yeah. Oh, that's a very, very strange throw in. It's almost like SC's Bengal was saying, "Chalo, le lo ek goal ka lead, fir hum khelna shuru kar dete." It's almost like they're being generous at this point. But now with Ronaldo on that right flank, this is an opportunity. Going for that finesse shot again on the left foot. Usually a lower probability of that happening. And now with Ronaldo in the box, now with Messi in the box, with Ronaldo surely is offside. And
Ah.
yeah, he is offside, and it's a free kick
Yeah,
for SC's Bengal.
such a valiant effort by the boys from Jamshedpur FC, and they want to be really explosive right from the very start. Right, they need that opening goal at least to build up that little pressure. And now again, it's just SC's Bengal fighting it out around the midfield, and we've got to see where does that opening come from with Messi. They wanted to get in through that right wing, but not really given the chance and opportunity, and the possession has been retained back, and now Jamshedpur FC, they're on attack of their own.
Yeah, and on that right flank, it's Mbappe tracking all the way back. It's probably a free kick, and they would actually have done well to, yeah, not play the advantage, doing the smarter thing there. Let's see if they have a set piece routine that they can work on. I see the Ronaldo moving slyly in the box. Can he be that fox in the box that Ankit Gupta has made him? A deep corner played in over there, almost finding a red shirt, but now on the counter attack, it's a big opportunity this for SC's Bengal, deciding to slow it down just a little bit. Will look to go back to the center yet again. And now, what do they have in store for us? Do they have a game plan? Are they happy to just sit out and grind out the draw? That would, of course, give them all 3 points. Because surely, I think if they manage to get the 3 points here, I think even mathematically that would ensure that. Oh, look at that little sombrero flick. That's brilliantly
Oh,
worked. And then wins the corner. That was Ankit, you
yeah,
know.
we know it. We know it the moment we see such things. But an interesting corner routine. I think I'm looking forward to what they really have to offer, and maybe this is what they've been planning all along. Went in. All right. So intention was to get the ball towards Ronaldo somehow, and he was content in that particular moment. But now again, the possession still being with SC's Bengal. Ronaldo passing it on towards Hullet, and now, all right. Almost went in through. Oh, ah,
Yeah, I think Akash also looking back at Ankit saying, yeah, I mean, I think that's a little too far out. Come on. Like, both of us know how to take that shot. That's a little too far. Let's see if the header is too far out. Misses the header entirely. And it's quite interesting to see how SC's Bengal approach the corners because they also adapt based on where the keeper is. So if they bring the keeper out, they decide to go back post. If the keeper is in on goal, they stay near post. And now an opportunity. Let's see if it's going to be the battle of the finesse finishes, getting into the box. But again, too simple over there. I think maybe that was Arvind on the ball over there because that's been something that's plagued him all day today. Just not being clever enough inside that box. And now again, had the opportunity to find Ronaldo over there, decided to pass it up. And they need to take those chances. This time the cross comes in, back post, of course, very well dealt with in that situation. And now the run in behind from Ronaldo is on. They do search for it, but well dealt with again. So 33 minutes played, it's still 0-0. No real pointers on who's had the better half. I think again it's just been very evenly matched. There's been the one finish shot from Ankit and one or two sort of hairy moments created by Jamshedpur FC, but nothing really concrete. And maybe they can switch things around here. This is it. This is much better. Getting into the box, trying to get past the defender, but this time the pass lets them down.
yeah, the pass is a little bit, putting them off over there in that particular situation. But for now, all right. So Hakimi retaining back, and again the same old story, right? Is what we're witnessing from over here. The match going on. It's just back and forth. FIFA still yet to see a score, and neither of the teams wants to back out at this particular moment, right? They want to keep pressing. They want to get some, goals scored for them. But approaches are being made. But someone down the line has to be a little crafty, right? We did just see Akash Ash turning a page out from Ankit Gupta's book, going for that finesse shot in that individual game of his. But after that, the way he conceded, it all came down into vain. And this could be a potential good break, a good chance, and that's a long ball. I'm pretty sure Ankit Gupta is the one behind that. But regardless, stolen away by Jamshedpur FC yet again.
Yeah, I think Jamshedpur FC, they need to start being a little bit braver now. Maybe at least in the second half, they will definitely need to. Because I think their fear, and I understand it's a valid fear when you're playing against SC's Bengal, is the fact that if they commit too hard or too early in attack, they're going to get hit massively on the counter attack. This time, putting the cross in over there, not enough elevation on it. One back, falls to Messi in a very good position, but the shot not taken over there. And again, just not really being brave enough in these situations. I think they need to take a few shots on. They need to try something a little bit more adventurous, even if it means giving up possession, because they've got nothing to lose really. You can see just one shot taken by Jamshedpur FC. All they have to lose really is 1 point, and to gain that 1 point, I think it's worth taking one or two risks here and there, and I'm sure we'll see those in the second half.
I hope we do. I really hope we do. At this point, Jamshedpur FC will have to fight for everything that they had because they have right now. Because if they don't, then it's all gonna fall into vain. The efforts, the way they started in, they were they were regarded as the dark horses entering into this tournament, right? And they really stood up to the title. But after that, we could not see that level of performance from these lads, and it sort of gets a little disheartening to see them fall like this. But now heading on, Jamshedpur FC in the second half, they are still looking for that goal, but now it's SC Bengal on the attack. But a little behind Hulit, he manages to secure the ball. Now has given it away towards Maldini, whom we're not really getting to see quite often these days.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much in this game either. There wasn't too much attacking going on in both this match and the last game that we saw between Akash and Shantan. Of course, it all really started to kick off in the last 15 minutes in that game, and I suspect this game is going to follow a similar pattern. I think both teams just want to be in it with around 75-80 minutes to go, and then try to take a couple of more risks. And that's a good pass, a risky pass, and it works out well. But again, not able to capitalize. Jamshedpur FC just not really playing on instinct at the moment. They've been in these situations before. Maybe it's the nerves, maybe it's just the magnitude of the occasion that's getting to them, because really they just don't seem fully confident at this moment.
I think at this particular moment, yeah, confidence is something that's heavily lacking. But now look at this. Go SC Bengal have to go for the cutback. But Maldini making that perfect read, saving Jamshedpur FC at that particular moment, but not enough time to breathe as they have to hit them on the counter attack. And a similar storyline. And it's 60 minutes in, Azim. When are we going to see the deadlock getting broken?
Oh, I think it's still going to take another 15-20 minutes before we really see one of these teams try to take bigger risks. Maybe we might see a couple of long-range shots. That seems to be the only thing Jamshedpur FC are willing to do right now. And there we do see the long-range shot, and again into that corner. This time a mirror image of the goal. This time coming in off the right with the left foot into the corner. And that seems to be the game plan. That seems to be all that Jamshedpur FC are willing to do. They don't want to commit bodies forward. They're just happy to take those long shots, the meta, play the meta, and well, works out well. But well, let's see if we see them conceding a penalty in this game as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, right now at this particular moment, this is exactly what Jamshedpur FC needed, right? And finally, after a long haul, long effort. But like you said, I'm not going to be surprised if SC's Bengal score one more in. But if before that they can score the second one, that could be exactly what they wanted. But no. And SC's Bengal, they're the ones who were on a catch-up game. And suddenly this match has been brought back into life, considering how it was
Yeah.
going. Because the last encounter between Jamshedpur FC and SC's Bengal was such a humongous one. So many goals, especially, in fact, 13 goals were being scored. But this time it has been a rather silent affair.
Yeah, and Jamshedpur FC, they'll be kicking themselves that they couldn't get that 2-goal lead. It was such a good chance for them. And well, it did take them 2 goals to beat SC's Bengal last time out as well. I remember it being a 2-0 scoreline when they last played co-op against each other. And still an opportunity now. Again, not decisive enough. I don't know whether it's both players or whether it's just one player from Jamshedpur FC who's just not able to make those quick decisions. And that's really costing the team at the moment. But now we see SC's Bengal coming forward and, of course, putting that ball in on a plate for Ronaldo. This time save, headed straight at the keeper. Anywhere else, left or right, and that was a goal.
Yeah, 100%. That was a goal. The way, this is sort of a go-to strat for SC's Bengal, right? Feed the ball to Ronaldo, or have Ronaldo going in for the crosses, but does not matter as There you go, Jamshedpur FC. This might be it. This might just be the goal that they needed, enough to secure that 1 point. And finally, the players knowing the fact that yes, this is it. This is all we could get from this tie, and let's not concede anymore.
Well, I mean, easier said than done against SC's Bengal. This time again, not complicating it, getting into the box, taking that shot across goal, not going for the near post. We saw Arvind making that mistake a lot of times, where he kept going near post and, of course, then far post. Maybe that's what Akash said to him. I think Arvind also turned up saying, "How you scored that?" He's like, "I went far post." And I was like, "Okay." Maybe that's what was being said over there. But, well, for the moment, it is 2-0 to Jamshedpur FC. Deja vu, you could say, from the last time out. But a lot more time for SC's Bengal to respond. We see Ronaldinho being brought on for Messi. We see Vinicius Jr. and Robert Lewandowski. So clearly, it does look like crossing is going to be on the cards for SC's Bengal. And I expect you're going to see quite a few balls just hammered into that box from the sideline in the next 14 in-game minutes, starting right here, and it's wide. It's wide. Oh my goodness!
Making those changes, this is where I think I'm anticipating Ronaldo going on for those good crosses and Lewandowski just trying to score them in, and this is all in for SC's Bengal. It clearly shows their intent, and just when we were starting to think that Vanchas will actually get them a few Coca-Colas, this might just go out of the hands. Just they have to settle with burgers tonight, and now Jamshedpur FC even get Ronaldinho coming into play. So then pretty much know the game is sealed with Hullet making that really good, nice interception. And this is again a break, just exactly what Jamshedpur FC needed.
Yeah, and this could be it. You just need to put that ball in, and it is in, but it's beyond Ronaldo. Well, I think Mbappe will go and try to find that back. Now it's Ronaldinho. Needs to find that ball in. It's played back to Ronaldinho, who's offside. That ball needed to go back post, and I'm sure that's what Akash is telling Arvind as well. And, well, 6 in-game minutes left now. If SC's Bengal can find a goal here, they don't. And that, of course, that is one of the merits of having N'Golo Kante and Ruud Gullit in your midfield. As we see that ball played very long, the cross needs to come in nice and early, and it does at the back post, headed at Van der Sar, who juggles the ball on his back and picks it up. Incredible skills on display from the classic legendary goalkeeper. Oh, have a look at that from Ronaldinho. Now Jamshedpur FC having a bit of fun. Where's Mufu? Is he controlling this over here? What's going on? And, well, Mufu is going to be seen in the next game, of course, for Northeast United FC. It felt like his spirit was in the studio already. And yeah, I think Jamshedpur FC can relax now. This is in the bag. They can get a third goal just for fun if they like, but that's not going to be the case. And SC's Bengal, well, they just proved that they are mortals, that they do bleed still, and it is possible to beat them, particularly in co-op. So there you go, 2-0 Jamshedpur FC, getting the result. Getting that 1 point, which could be quite crucial by the end of it. And Akash now will be thinking back and saying, you know what, that penalty, that could have been such a pivotal moment, because without that penalty being conceded, this was 3 points for Jamshedpur FC.
Yeah, and that would be definitely the point where he would be kicking himself in the foot, right? Just securing this win. Of course, things ended with a draw, and will definitely hurt Jamshedpur FC's run at the top 4, considering you've got Chennai FC, Bengaluru FC, Jamshedpur FC themselves, and Northeast United FC, FC Goa, everyone eyeing out on that spot. Now this sort of matchup, this 1 point makes them on 23 points. But the question is, they've played the maximum number of games, right? They've played 16 games. The remainder of the teams, they've played 13 and 14 each. So that is a cause for concern. If they lose the next few games of theirs, that is when, Jamshedpur FC would still be dreaming that, yeah, we do have our chances still intact. But apart from that, it's so very difficult for them.
Yeah, it is going to be difficult, but I mean, stranger things have happened. We've seen Jamshedpur FC go from the top and slide down to 6th, but well, it could all change with just a good run of form. A very, very close game, we would have to say. Expected goals of 2.2 for East SC's Bengal as well, but those headers, 3 or 4 gilt-edged headed chances, you would have to say, not quite working out, but eventually getting the job done.
Yeah, and again, coming back to this particular game, like we already discussed, right? SC Bengal, they've not lost the co-op just for the first time. This is the second
Yeah,
time they've lost, and that's against Jamshedpur FC. So clearly, this time, at least last time, it was sort of excusable because they had won their first two games, but this was not the case, right? And
yeah,
it's not gonna hurt SC Bengal's run at the top four at all, because they still walk off with that 1 point. But Arvind and Akash finally sealing the co-op game, earning themselves that 1 point is going to be so crucial. At least something is better than nothing is where they have to find the copium.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we'll get to see the updated leaderboard in just a little while as well, and see what implications this has at the top of the table. I mean, give you a brief spoiler. Number one is not going to change, but could have some interesting things happening around sixth place. And by the end of today, for sure, we could see a few different things. But let's find out who the hero of the match is.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion that it's going to be somebody in a red jersey. That's just my feeling.
Yes.
And there you go. It is Akash Ash with 3 goals scored. Quite a deserved hero of the match.
Yeah, of course, no doubts over there, and we saw him building up those plays. We saw him taking the risk over there, and these 3 goals are completely well deserved to him. But at the very crux of it, he must be still hitting himself over there with the conceding penalty that led to that match getting off with a draw. Had that not happened, but look at the sheer quality and class of that goal, and in the co-op also, the 2 goals that were scored came down to Akash, and look at that. He has been loving this long ball technique of his, just go for the shot, enter the D area, and go for it, right? That has been the go-to call out. And with Ronaldo Nazario, he's getting all the success, and this time also not even flinching. That is exactly the kind of confidence you would expect from a player like Akash Ash. He did rise up, but just rising up in the co-op game was not enough to get themselves to 3 points.
Yeah, well, they'll take some consolation in the fact that it is just that 1 point. It's still a step and a move in the right direction.
Yeah.
Of course, they move slightly higher up in the table as a result of that. I would be very, very excited to have a look at the leaderboard, because this is the end game, so to speak, right? This is where it all gets so nervous for all the teams around, particularly in that 2nd to 7th bracket. I think everybody still has some kind of chance of making it into the top 4, and that's really what's made the eISL so exciting. The fact that there are so many teams that are in the mix to potentially win it, and it's going to be now a really crazy last few weeks as we build up to the finals in the 3rd week of March.
Yeah, this is the moment where, the teams that do not have chance of making it at all, like Odisha FC, ATK Mohun Bagan, they would be trying to play their hearts out. But right now, let's take a look at the Terra Virtua super moment of the match and find for ourselves which one possibly could that be. And the first goal that was scored in the co-op game certainly looks to be the one.
Yeah, and of course it was worked well by them, and just that the little cutback over there, completely fooling the defender over there, because generally I think the instinct for most of these players would be to try to cover the run in behind to try and stop the cutback. But this time I think Akash mixing it up a little bit, and I mean, he enjoyed that as well. They had a bit of a laugh about it across the tables, because usually it's been Ankit Gupta taking those shots, and now finally we can have a look at the leaderboard. Let's see what impact this game has had. SC Bengal, of course, will remain on top with massive 34 points, but of course now having played more games than the remaining teams in the top 4. Jamshedpur FC do move up by virtue of their goal difference. They move up a couple of places, so potentially a very crucial point, because that puts them level now with Bengaluru FC, Northeast United FC and FC Goa. But of course FC Goa do have a lot of games in hand to try and turn that around.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot out of Mumbai City FC either. Even in the last week, FC Goa did come in. They had to take a loss over there, but regardless, so much going on for Jamshedpur FC, and a perfect time to have Akash in with us for an interview as he's in the studio as we head in over and have that talk, because it's so important to ask them. So I think there we have. Akash, congratulations on securing that 1 point, which could have been three.
I mean, yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, we are not completely happy. Like, I gave away penalty at 85th minute. Like, maybe if I could have had my defense tighten for like 5 6 more minutes in game, like, could have been a completely different result.
Yeah, because I just felt like in the attack before he counter-attacked you, it just felt to me that you were planning to just hold on to possession and see that game out, and then suddenly you felt, okay, you know what, maybe I can score one more goal, and then you conceded. But with the penalty, did you had you let go of the triangle button and the keeper still made the tackle, or what happened over there?
No, it was me. Like, I wanted to, charge the goalkeeper. I know, like, he was just wide open. If I give him any more space, it'll be a better chance for him. So I had to rush my goalkeeper, and it was a gamble I took. It almost paid off, like, but it ended up in a penalty.
Yeah, not really the way you did want. But where do we see Jamshedpur FC from around here? Because of course you're sitting at 23 points. A lot of other teams are sitting at 23 points as well. But you really do not have enough matches to spare compared to the others.
I mean, right now we are not thinking about anything. We just want to come here, have fun, express ourselves. Right now, that's the state of our mind. We just don't want to think about anything.
All right, we really hope that you do pull off a comeback. And again, 1 point is something that you can, be content with, and we hope to see you winning your games in the next matchups that you have.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers. Oh, you could feel that he was not really happy with himself, right, Azim? And it hurts me. He's such a evergreen person. Always comes with a smile. And again, for all you viewers out there, right now we've something to put that curve right on your faces, right? All you've got to do is head over to www.terravirtua.io/ISL and get your hands on this free NFT once you sign in, which is worth $19.99.
Yeah, and you get it all for free, customized to whichever jersey you like. So get in over there, head over to terravirtua.io/ISL and get yourselves the NFT that you want.
Yes, and in your choice, like we said, customized, right? But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done with our second series of the evening, but we still do have one more because it's Monday, and Monday means we've got 3 games, so it's never ending FIFA. We still have one more really action-packed matchup for you guys, but before that, a huge shout out to our sponsors, as the eISL is powered by Coca-Cola, our associate sponsors Hero, esport partner Nodwin Gaming, platform partners PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners Terra Virtua for making this event happen. That being said, Azim and I, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break, and we're going to be hopping over to another stream, because that's where the action lies.